and you will be mine.
Oops.
Hello friends and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily cringe content anywhere on the internet. Promise swearsies, it's just a fact and it's totally science. Go ahead and look it up. Today we've got a story from rSlash NeckbeardStories. No, wait, it's actually my personal subreddit rSlash ReddX reads. We've got a story from Babsy-kun. It's actually a Neckbeard fan fiction, which I've been considering getting into for a little while, and now I've got one slid right in front of me. We also got a lovely song, the Nice Guy song from one Robulus D. I saw this on rSlash just Neckbeard things, and I reached out to him saying, can I share your song in a video that I'm gonna do? And he's like, heck yeah, dude. So that is what we are going to start with after the plugs and disclaimers. I've also put his YouTube link in the description and a pinned comment as well. So I hope that you guys go check him out. Let him know the ReddX sent you through, because he really is a nice guy and super talented with the music. More so than I, who only really sings, doesn't compose anything. So yeah, this episode is definitely something a little bit different, but we shall see how it goes. So let's get some plugs and disclaimers out of the way, and then we will dive right into some Neckbeard Stories cringe after the song.
Well, such a good dude, really quite the catch. With a hentai collection, very few can match. I'm always polite, I get along with my mom. When we housemates till I turn 41. Sensitive, I'm not afraid to cry during Lion King. But when we watch Queer Eye, that's right, I'm open-minded as well. Even if I think they're all going to hell. I know what women want, I ain't no white knight. Just like all of them, I support equal rights. This is a fact. If a woman punch me, I punch her back. We all know that feminism is cancer, and that's why I won't take no for an answer. Now I've seen your photos online, I won't be happy till I call you mine. I'm such a nice guy, you can call me senpai. I will be your shoulder if you need somewhere to cry. Attracted like a fruit fly, swooping like a magpie. I like what's between your ears, not between your thighs. Now that I've got you in my sights, expect a lot of texts, a lot of restless nights. You may be hesitant to let me date you, but we both know no names, maybe later. I'm into you, I'm completely love-struck. Only 17, but I don't give a nah, I wouldn't swear I believe it. Wouldn't cost you an if you paid me. Now I'm going balls deep in your Facebook account, spending hours in your photos, not a healthy amount. Found one from 2012 that I kiss at night, I'll keep on my shelf. By the way, check your Insta, I sent you a pic. Nothing weird or gross, just my flaccid dick. I know you didn't need to ask, but I'm letting you know I'm up to the task. Calm down, I know that I caught you off guard. Wait till you see me full hard. We don't have to bring this chat to an end. What do you mean? You have a boyfriend? Who the hell is this guy? Hurry up and reply. You belong to him? I really can't see why. Cause I'm a nice guy, honor of a samurai. I'm better than him, that's what I'm trying to imply. So you've already got a man, tell me what he is like. Has he got a jet ski or a motorbike? I'm just struggling to see what this new guy's got on me. I guess I dodged a bullet, I ain't even mad, but I wouldn't be surprised if his name was Chad. Seems right for such an alpha. I bet you let him man back when he fucks ya. Forgive my surprise, I don't mean to pout, but I wish I had known before I cracked one out. But with such tasteless skank, wish I could make a withdrawal from that spank bank. You had plenty of chances to bring him up in that 3-minute chat that we had last month. I guess those 180 seconds meant more to me. Now my love for you goes in a many degrees. What makes it better than me? You think you're better than me? Don't you dare even think of saying no to me. I'm telling you now, it's him or me, you stupid bitch. Why can't you see? I'm a nice guy, all your texts I reply. I was once your shoulder if you needed a place to cry. You just lost your ally, you can't call me senpai. You're rejecting me, I'll make you wanna fucking die. best could be a 5. Sorry, bitch, but I only date 9s. 'Cause I'm a nice guy.
Now, wasn't that just some lovely music? It is called the Nice Guy song, but as far as I'm concerned, if you got a Venn diagram between nice guys and neckbeards, it's basically just a perfect circle anyways. So again, I do hope that you'll check out the pinned comment. Go show Robulus D some love, because he definitely deserves some more recognition, some more notoriety for the great stuff that he's putting out over there. So, with that out of the way, let's jump into that Neckbeard fan fiction that I promised you from our very own patron, Babsy-kun. The Perfect Date, a Neckbeard fanfic. I can't believe it's really real, honestly. But here we are. Hey ReddX, Babsy-kun here. Hi Babsy-kun, we hang out in the Discord. Today I bring you a Neckbeard fanfic that I originally wrote for Moonhorse. Oh, Moonhorse a good guy too. He loved it, and I wanted to share with you my creation. I made some tweaks and added something that was missing in the original story that Moonhorse read. I hope that you get a kick out of it, and I'll talk to you soon. Now, if it was just copy and paste from Moonhorse, I don't necessarily know if I would have dived in on it, but since you added a little secret sauce, a bit of that spice, I gotta check it out. I'm contractually obligated. So I do appreciate it, and we will talk soon. I'm always around in some form or fashion. Scene start. As the sun shone into the room, Andrew awoke from his slumber. I'm surprised he doesn't have blackout curtains. He grumbled as he wiped the sleep from his eyes. As he was doing so, he peered over his wrist to check his electronic watch, which was resting on the nightstand. He saw that it was 8 a.m., and the watch was charged to 100%. He sighed in relief.
Oh, thank God. I often forget to charge this thing. Thank God I did last night.
I'm surprised that the Neckbeard's waking up at 8 a.m., honestly. He's almost a productive member of society. Not like me, who wakes up at 5 p.m., 6 p.m. Oh, what a mess. Andrew said this as he got up from his bed. He walked over to his restroom and got ready for the day. Today was a special day. For today, he had a date with his girlfriend, Violet, at noon. He especially loved her name, since it was also the name of his waifu from the anime, Violet Evergarden. Is that real? Is that made up? I can't look it up right now. But I'm sure her actual name isn't Violet.
It's just what he calls her.
Andrew looked into the mirror. His glorious neckbeard shone such grease as his 240-pound body also glistened in the light. He reached into his pantry and pulled... pantry in the bathroom? And pulled out his toothbrush with Dorito bristles and his Mountain Dew flavored toothpaste. After finishing, he stripped down, headed into the shower, and turned on the faucet, which showered him in liquid Axe body spray. Andrew, you see, was a very rich man, and his father was one of the top dentists in the country, which allowed him to get his toothpaste patented. He also had his bathroom plumbing hooked up to a large container in the back of the house that was refilled every few days with liquid Axe body spray. As he finished his shower, he dried himself in his Miku Hatsune towel and rushed back into his room and got ready for his date. He checked his watch again. He saw that it was 10 a.m. and his watch was at 95%. I'm surprised he didn't butter his beard at any point during this. That's how you keep it so greasy and wonderful.
Okay, good. I still got time for my 30-minute katana practice. Though, I probably should have done that before I showered.
He pondered his options heavily and decided to hold off on the practice.
I'll be fine. I'm already an expert in the art of combat. I could protect m'lady.
These are all things we need to be aware of when leaving the house. Because we know m'lady is going to be accosted at every turn. Andrew put on his least tight shirt, which had a hole under his left arm, his lucky cargo pants, with a patch that depicted a hen wearing a tie on his right back pocket, his fedora, and he wrapped his katana around his waist, like the true samurai that he was. Yeah, this dude's following the Bushido code. He was about to leave, but he stopped in front of a shrine next to his door, which held a body pillow of Astolfo. He gave a quick bow and thanked it for this chance and for a successful date. Thou shalt not worship false idols, except body pillows of Astolfo. He arrived at where he was to meet his
Milady.
and she was already there. Violet looked like an angel, with her long black hair, her perfect round eyes, her
Bountiful breasts.
and slim waist that was covered in a beautiful purple dress with a sunflower design. Oh, sundresses. It's a good pick. She turned towards him and smiled. Senpai! Oh, no. There you are, Violet said with much joy in her voice. She skipped over to him and gave him a hug. I've missed you, Senpai. I couldn't wait for today.
I've missed you too, milady. I hope that today will be worth the wait. I'm excited as well.
Andrew gave Violet a green-tinted smile due to his toothpaste. At least it's not due to his lack of toothpaste. Honestly, I'm surprised that his hygiene is at all existent. We could have gone a lot grosser with this one. Violet just giggled and took Andrew's hand. Andrew looked at his watch real quick and saw that his watch was at 80%. I think the watch is going to be relevant at some point.
Damn,
Andrew thought to himself.
I shouldn't have played my waifu gotcha game on this thing while on my way here. Here's hoping that it survives today.
Andrew sighed lightly as he thought this. Violet turned to him with a look of confusion and asked, "What's wrong, Senpai?" Andrew shook his head and smiled.
It's nothing, Vi. Just making sure of something. Now, let's go enjoy ourselves.
Andrew tightened his hand around Violet's with a grin, and they headed off to their first destination, an arcade, filled to the brim with both crane games and other arcade games. Andrew won a stuffed animal for Violet and demonstrated his gun skills in the light gun games. Because that's basically the same as a real gun, isn't it? Everyone stood in awe as Andrew breezily beat the game without taking any damage. Violet cheered for him and yelled, "That's my senpai!" Andrew was beside himself. After the arcade, they headed towards the theater. There was a long line to get into the theater, but thankfully, Andrew had the foresight to pre-order the tickets. They went to the latest anime movie of My Hero Academia. My Hero Macadamia. It wasn't 20 minutes into the movie when both Andrew and Violet started making out. This was easy to do since they were all alone in the auditorium, but just as they were about to get more physical, another couple sat down behind them. Oh, cock blocked. Andrew sulked, but Violet held his hand and smiled. "Don't worry, Senpai. I can wait till we get back to your place. That way I can have you all to myself." And she winked at him. Andrew winked back and gave her a kiss on the forehead. Please don't tell me we're going to have a neckbeard sex scene. I don't know if my body's ready for that. Ugh. As the movie ended, they started to head towards a sushi restaurant, of course. And just then, a group of buff-looking men surrounded both Andrew and Violet. They quickly gathered as Andrew held up a hand to protect his milady.
Stand back, Vi. I got this,
Andrew said as he unsheathed his katana from its holster. Oh, it can't go back in until it's tasted blood. One of the buff men came up and laughed at Andrew.
Ha! Look at this pathetic weeb. He ain't got nothing. We'll take your harlot and do whatever we want with her. Now hand her over, fatty, or we will end you.
Andrew just grinned at the man. He looked at his watch and said to it, "Play the One Piece opening theme. Doo-doo, doo-doo, doo-doo. I don't know how it goes. Singing song. I bet it's epic and stuff." As the song started to play, Andrew swung at the buff men, each slash making its contact. Andrew performed spinning attacks, lunges, uppercuts with his katana, all in tune to the song as he had practiced. Because of course he practiced dueling to One Piece. One by one, the buff men fell to his blade mastery, not one even being able to touch Andrew. Andrew turned towards the leader and smirked at him as he disappeared in a puff of smoke. The leader had a look of shock on his face, and suddenly he felt a surge of pain in his stomach. Nothing personal, kid. It was Andrew. He had driven the katana in, but before Andrew performed the final blow, he whispered, "Omae wa mou shinderu." Nani? Andrew then slashed the blade up the man's torso, slicing him in half. The body collapsed as Andrew sheathed his katana and posed. Violet squealed in delight, ran towards Andrew, and hugged him tightly. "I knew you could do it, Senpai. I love you very much." Andrew smiled as he hugged Violet back.
I love you too, Violet. Now, let's continue this date with some dinner. All that fighting has got me starving.
Violet nodded enthusiastically, and they were both off. As they arrived at the sushi restaurant, Andrew looked at his watch. It was now 4 p.m., and his watch was at 40%. Andrew looked shocked and was wondering why his watch was this low. He then saw that his music player was still on, but the volume was muted.
Fuck!
Andrew thought to himself as he closed the app. Violet just looked at him and asked, "What was wrong?" Andrew gave a dismissive answer of,
Nothing, dear. Just closing my apps.
Violet nodded as they both headed into the restaurant and enjoyed themselves. They spent a good 2 hours inside and left with full bellies. Andrew's watch beeped, and it showed that his watch was now only at 20%.
It's okay. I still have time, I hope. I probably should have waited to show her my hentai collection when we got home.
Wait, what hentai collection? What are we talking about here? Andrew led Violet to the last place of their date, a river that housed a sakura tree. It was in full bloom, and it was a beautiful sight. The trip took both of them a good 20 minutes to get there by bus. Both of them sat under the tree and looked at the river, which glistened under the sunset. Andrew wrapped his arm around Violet, and Violet leaned on him and sighed happily. "Today was the best day of my life, Senpai. I don't want this to end."
Me either, Vi. I really wish this could last forever.
Andrew looked at his watch again and saw that it was at 2%. Andrew held close to Violet and kissed the top of her head. "Stop kissing the top of her head." "I know you saw it in a rom-com, but that don't make it a good idea, alright?"
Violet, I want you to know this.
Violet looked up at him with wonder in her eyes. 1% now flashing on his watch.
I love you, Violet. I love you so much.
0%. The world slowly started turning black around them. Violet didn't even seem to care or notice. Andrew tried to hold her close, but he fell forward as he passed through her, and his virtual goggles slipped off of his greased-up face. What a twist! Andrew pounded his fat fist on the ground in frustration, as he was so close this time to get further in the simulation that he had bought from the dark web. He sighed as he carried his 400-pound... Oh, we're up from 240. He's actually 400. His 400-pound body towards the window of his apartment and looked at the neon-filled lights of the city. He sighed and then looked at the building across the street. He noticed a familiar face and quickly got his binoculars and zoomed in on the figure. It was his love, his milady, Violet, which he had been stalking from afar since he moved in. We're coming full circle now.
Soon,
Andrew said to himself as he licked his lips.
Soon my fantasy will become a reality, and you will be mine.
Andrew laughed to himself as he continued to watch his milady. Very, very interesting story you have here. I wasn't sure where it was going for most of the story, but the big reveal when the watch hit 0. Okay, now it's all coming together. I really do hope that you continue it, and maybe he gets a date with Violet, and she's just horrified by the shit that goes on. Go to the arcade, doesn't win anything, and she's like, this is lame. Then they go to see My Hero Academia, and she's like, I hate My Hero Macadamia. But how would he get the date in the first place? I'm pretty sure it's at the least difficult for a 400-pound man to, 1, leave his apartment, and 2, woo a milady. Oh, but it could happen. It could totally happen, maybe, in a virtual reality world. Pretty interesting stuff. It does seem like a relatively nice first date if you're into the weebier side of things. But that first date is almost guaranteed 100% to go better if you have a programmed robot milady that goes on it with you. At the start of the story, I was kind of rooting for Andrew, you know? He didn't seem all that neckbeardy. He did call her milady and stuff, but seemed to treat her with some respect, you know? Respect the boundaries and whatnot. Couple sits behind him in the movie theater, and he's not like, well, just blow me anyways, bitch. He's like, okay, we're pumping the brakes right now. Aside from the Dorito toothbrush and Mountain Dew toothpaste and Axe body spray shower, I didn't know if I could 100% consider this a neckbeard story. But then you get to the end, and it's like the cherry on the sundae. Oh, he's actually a complete piece of shit. I really do like that hook at the end, so good job, Babsy. I do hope that you'll continue it at some point in the future. I hope that you guys will let me know what you thought of it in the comments. You know, liking, commenting, subscribing, all of that stuff. Super important, if you didn't know. Maybe you could share the video around. This is my first piece of Neckbeard fanfic, so the fate of future Neckbeard fanfics will kind of be determined on how this video performs. I also hope you'll check out Robulus D one more time. I plugged him 3 times, 3rd time's the charm, but he is a super cool dude, and I'm hoping that we can get him to 1,000 subs. He's sitting at 450 currently, and I hope that you guys will help me out. Join me in giving him that old ReddX bump. You know what I'm saying? As I say often, there is room for all of us to live our dreams. I also hope you check out the links in the description. All kinds of stuff going on down there. Lots of plugs, social medias, Discord, Facebook, Twitter. Also my gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful, generous patrons who I would like to thank as I do every video. So thank you very much. Calvicus, Fatboy Shrimp, Robert Waits, TSM Kirby, Teddy the Police, USMC 8932, Aaron W, Delicious Jelly Donut, Candy Sora, Fire Drake, Livison, Silent Revolver, Zero MMX, Magdalene Marshall, Thornrose, Little Lone Wolf, Vanilla Mel, Roustower, Babsy Coon. Hey, our OP for this story. Thank you twice today, my friend. Caustic Fox, Aaron Lennox, Fisher Diggy, Hypat Japan, OG James Cook, JM Coon, Jerry, John Hero, KK, Miss Monday, Melgar the Destroyer, Mirthful Baker, Mr. J, my boy Nat One Nick, Lady Nix, Origami Steve, Katykins and Elizabeth, Sidestep, Cider Drinker, Serrated Dash, Siegfried, Ellie, Synaptic Boomstick, Brilliant Tamago, Tato Fair, 10-Ton Monster, That Duck and Bug, Fusky, Treeberg, Wilmags, Redwind, Goose S. Honk, Leon Embers, Naga Viper, John Indoors, A Normal Joe, A Roxers, Cake Jerry, that's a different Jerry. Crafty Kitty Cat, Mark 211, maybe next time, Milk Fed Gimp, Miss Duchess, Origami Cam, Princess Rosalie, Ghosty the Last Shinobi, and the maestro himself, Zuka Cervantes. We also got a couple of new friends joining us today. Super, super big day for the Patreon. I don't know if it's 3 in one day or 3 over the last couple of days, but it is really killer, and I would like to welcome you guys to the fold. So thank you very much, Mr. Anime Manga Fan, Twisted Child, and KJW, who I guess I'm gonna say like, Kajow! I kind of like that. You guys definitely killing it. We're getting near the end of the month. If you want to reap those sweet, sweet Patreon rewards, and I would thank you very much for it. If you can't afford to do it right now, however, don't sweat it too hard, man. I just appreciate you coming on through, spending part of your day with me. I hope you'll come on back and do the same thing again tomorrow. In order to do so, you need to keep yourself safe out there. Wash your hands. But also take some time out and do something that you personally enjoy today. Like, watching some more ReddX videos. Yeah! Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, and you definitely deserve it. I will see you in the next one, and until then, bye-bye!